While the concept and term have been around for quite some time, it seems that in the last few years we've been hearing a lot more about triggers. A particular sight, smell, or sound that elicits an immediate negative response in an individual as a result of a previous traumatic experience is known as a trigger. Folks can be minding their own business, reading a book, watching TV, or even listening to a sermon when all of a sudden something is said or done that causes a bunch of awful feelings from before to come rushing back. This especially affects those with some sort of PTSD, like how soldiers can react to loud noises. But to some extent, just about everybody has a trigger or two. For instance, even if they don't remember what particular hymn was sung at Grandma's funeral 25 years ago, out of nowhere they find themselves crying in church one day just because the choir sang "In the Garden." Truth is, I'd cry too if they sang "In the Garden," but for different reasons. But that's beside the point. So let's just say that you're walking down a crowded street and you catch a whiff of someone's perfume or cologne, the same one that your ex wore. You know, the ex who left you at the altar. And just like that, you're right back at that moment. The anger, the embarrassment, the panic, basically you fall apart. That, my friend, is a trigger. The biggest challenge with triggers is that they can completely blindside the person who gets triggered and the one who inadvertently pulled the trigger. Thus, it's important to not only know what your triggers are, but also to share them with the people in your life so these difficult situations can be avoided. I mean, nobody wants to have a date ruined because somebody wore the wrong perfume. And it can happen because triggers are powerful. And the reason that they're so powerful is because our memories are often connected with our senses, especially the sense of smell. So when we encounter something that is connected to a horrible memory, all of those emotions can completely overwhelm us. However, if it works with horrible memories, it makes sense that it also works the same way with wonderful memories. Earlier today, a friend of mine and future deacon Dieta Brom taught me a new term, shimmer. Shimmers are the opposite of triggers. They work the same way, but rather than eliciting feelings of fear, dread, despair, and or hopelessness, shimmers flood us with joy, peace, comfort, and hope. The smell of freshly baked bread that reminds you of the wonderful visits you had with your grandmothers. The feeling of cool morning mountain air that brings you back to your days as a camp counselor. These are shimmers of hope that God provides in your life. So friend, while it may be a good idea to avoid your triggers, I encourage you to find your shimmers. Discover those things that provide you with peace and joy that the Holy One wants for you. Find the smells, see the sights, hear the sounds of hope that are all around you. Because in this world of triggers, make no mistake, our God always shimmers. I'm Pastor Stephen Mims, and that's your word for Wednesday. May God bless you.